He's got to pay the bills. Listen, this is how Hollywood works.
So,
okay? I know from my extensive time being there.
Sure.
That sometimes these guys, to make the movie that they want to make, they have to make the shit that the producers want you to make.
Yep.
And so that's...
You're right. He makes all the money in the world that no one saw. And then Alien Covenant, same year.
Yeah. So he probably wanted to make Covenant, and they were like, well, the only way we're going to back Covenant is if you do this turd.
Yeah.
Put your name
We're not
going
to let you direct that turd until you do this
Until
turd
you do this
first.
turd.
Yeah. Welcome to A Cast with No Name. We're your hosts. I'm Jay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Cooper.
This is episode 79. This episode, we try to entertain as we answer the question, is Gladiator really that good? But first, don't forget to visit our website, acastwithnoname.com, where you can listen to our entire episode library, comment on episodes, write to our email. We are also on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. And as always, thank you for listening. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a like, rate us a little bit. Helps the show find new audience. So, Gladiator.
Love.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a good movie.
Yes. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You think it's fine?
It's fine. It's fine.
What were the pitfalls for you, Jay?
Yeah, if you don't know, this is our second time recording this. The first 20 minutes was scrubbed because of an audio malfunction, so we're redoing it for you guys, our attentive listeners, because we love you. So the thing, all right, here's where the movie failed for me. It was my least favorite thing was the editing and the fight choreography. I thought the fight choreography, with the exception of the first battle in Germania, was a little lackluster, and it's more when it comes down to the sword play between two people or between a smaller group of people. I feel like the camera work is too disorienting, and it's too it doesn't allow you to see any kind of choreography that's being done, and it feels like it's cobbled together editing wise to try and make it seem like, oh, it's fighting. And here's people fighting, and I compare it to Lord of the Rings. When I see two people with swords fighting in any kind of period piece, I always kind of equate it to that. And since Fellowship came out the same year as Gladiator, this movie falls hard for me in that respect, to where I look at Lord of the Rings and I was like, that's some really good fighting. You know exactly what's going on. You have a feeling that the actors know how to use their weapons, and you can see two people on a medium shot kind of go at it with decent choreography, to where this, I felt like, couldn't really understand what was going on. You couldn't see what the characters were doing. You just see close-ups of swords clanking around and body parts and stuff like that. And I felt like they tried to save it in the editing room, which is the other downfall for this movie for me, is just the editing, and to where I feel like they were kind of stitching it together in the editing room to try and make it either more interesting, because of the third downfall of this movie, which we'll get into later, but they were trying to save it in the edit suite, which is why you get the weird slow motions, and then out of nowhere, and just kind of weird fight scenes in general just kind of being cobbled together, because I just feel like the fight scenes weren't really that well thought out.
Yeah, and I agreed with you.
Yes.
Except I feel like the first war scene was the worst action shot or action sequence, and then like the gladiator battles picked it up for me. I liked the sequence with the horses and the battle of what do they call
Carthage.
it? Look at you, see, Cooper's seen it.
I've seen it once or twice.
Yeah. Like that sequence is awesome, and I like the first gladiator scene in Africa too, where where they're chained together and stuff.
It kind of sets.
And he says, "Are you not entertained?" And
sets the tone for being a badass. Yeah.
That was the second one.
Was it the second one?
That was the second scene.
Shit. Oh yeah, you're right.
Because there's no progression of his character.
Yes.
It goes from the first fight to now he's a seasoned hand at it, and that's why he's like, what are you doing?
Gotcha.
Entertained.
Yeah, and I kind of disagreed with Jay on the the action scenes as far as them being cobbled together. I feel like it was edited that way intentionally to make you feel more tension, a little bit more nervous, on edge, because you didn't know what was coming next. There's not a mid-range shot where you can see a guy swing a sword. It's kind of like, oh shit, there's a sword in your face now, which may be more realistic. I don't know. Luckily, I've never been in an actual sword fight.
Kind of like how,
but I think
being disorienting.
Can be, especially when there's a lot of other stuff going on around you, different battles and stuff, people fighting next to you. So I feel like it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I went on from, you guys are getting the cliff notes quick. I mean, we're getting into the first 5 minutes, and man, we're covering 20 minutes worth of stuff that we talked about. Which then gets into, then I mentioned along the lines of, I felt like the story was one of the weaker aspects of this movie, which both of you guys.
I said it was my favorite.
Yeah,
part.
I thought it was good.
Favorite part. And
because it's so simple.
Good old fashioned revenge.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm not a fan of the story is, for me, I wasn't invested because dying wives and kids don't bother me.
Right.
I kind of thrive on it a little bit for some reason. I don't know why.
Do you think Maximus is a liar?
Maximus is a liar. He's trying to. I mean, because he downplays his house. He's like, oh, it's a simple house, and he owns a fucking plantation with like 8 employees at least. They're probably slaves.
He's poor.
And he's just being modest. He doesn't.
Well, he is
being. I drive a Spanish horse. I've got a top tier chariot.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
other movies or in the other parts of the movies, like. Spain has the best horses. I had the best horses. And he's like Trump almost a little bit. He's like, I have the best horses. They're the best. They're the greatest.
You've
they're the
never
biggest
seen
horses.
any better
People
horses.
tell me they're the best. That's what
and I know they are. But a
lot of people tell me they're the best.
One humble brag.
And everyone knows.
Well, which is it, Jay? Is he too rich, or is he not rich enough? Is he bragging? Is he being humble? What's going on? Is he lying about it?
People come up to me all the time and say, whoa, that's a big horse.
It's just that's the biggest horse.
You're gay.
So what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, the story. So the story for me, I wasn't invested in the story as much, and I kind of made the argument that I thought it would have been a better story because I forgot that. This is my second time watching it. My first viewing, I had forgotten that Maximus and Commodus and Lucius.
Lucius is the boy. Marcus Aurelius.
Did you even watch
Connie Nielsen?
Did you? Are you the liar? Did you watch
Lucilla?
Yeah.
Lucilla and Joaquin Phoenix and Russell Crowe all knew each other probably from kids, and I made the point that I think that it would have been more of an engaging story and a better revenge story if we concentrated on their relationship and their family dynamic and had that be more focused as far as the inspiration for revenge is to have, and it would have made it more interesting for the character, especially for Russell Crowe's character, Maximus, if he grew up and had a brotherly relationship with Joaquin Phoenix. At the point when he discovers that Joaquin Phoenix kills his surrogate father, I think that dynamic would have been a lot more interesting and given Russell Crowe's character something more to deal with the fact that he wants to exact revenge for the murderer of his surrogate father, but at the same time battling familiar emotions that he has and brotherly feelings he has towards Joaquin Phoenix's character.
Right.
I think would have been a little bit more engaging, probably for me, it would have been more dramatic in a sense, as opposed to him wanting to get a generic revenge on his wife and child that we had never seen him interact with before, and we just take it as his word that he loves them. Which, if we took it as word for his simple,
he keeps on trying to make it back to him, so he cares something about him.
And that's the thing too, like. He gets sent out into the woods to be murdered.
Yeah.
He breaks free immediately.
Yeah.
Hops on a horse.
Yeah.
Immediately goes home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Riding nonstop. He's just like,
kills one of the horses.
Falling asleep,
Ran
Horse
it to
dies
death.
right when he gets there.
Yeah.
He's still too late. How?
Well, while they were dicking around with him in the woods, they'd already sent
They already
another
left.
group.
That's some urgent shit. Like if you think,
Well, and I mean,
all right.
So there could have already so if he's in or in Germania or wherever this took place in Rome, like chances are there was another legion already in Spain, right? So they probably just
made a phone call?
one rider or one, I don't know, a crow. I don't know. Did they do that
the
then?
birds.
But
They released it.
But I mean, it would have been
Coconuts.
way easier to send one guy to go tell this legion, "Hey, kill this broad and her pup."
see, but
That's what they said.
That's what they
Hey,
said.
go kill this broad and her pup.
For word verbatim.
there's a lot of things
But
I
in
feel
Latin.
like has
So-
to happen for that to be the case. Because all right, let's put ourselves in Joaquin Phoenix's shoes or his
Sure.
character.
Sandals. Yeah.
What's his name? Commander
Commodus.
So all right, we're Commodus. We want to have sex with her sister.
Absolutely.
Yep. We just killed her father.
Yep.
And the only person that's going to go against me is I just sent out to be killed. And so just sent him out to be killed. And then my immediately next thing is, hey, go kill this bitch.
But that's not.
And her son.
I think you're misremembering it a little bit because remember, Commodus finds out about it. Afterwards, Maximus goes home. He's sleeping in his tent. So, however long he was asleep, and then I forget his assistant's name, Cicero comes and wakes him up.
Yeah.
So it could have been an hour. It could have been 6 hours. We don't know how far of a head start they got on going to the family before Cicero woke him up.
But here's the thing.
Let's hear it.
It was after Russell Crowe was woken up after the Caesar had been killed. Joaquin Phoenix.
It's gonna be tough. Commodus.
Then asks Maximus, "Are you with me?" And he said no. And it's immediately after that point he sentences him.
I think that
To
he was
death.
probably going to kill him anyways.
Yeah.
I think that he was always going to kill him.
Okay, I can kind of buy that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's a little tight for timing, but I think it's acceptable.
Fair
I guess.
enough. I think
But-
they use like the Hollywood timeline where things aren't.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily see it moment for
probably
moment.
stopped,
and
took
they
a shit
kinda,
somewhere
yeah,
in the road.
Sure.
Something. I mean, I'll buy that. But that's a small nitpicky thing. I just thought it was like everything happened like a little too fast. But you had mentioned you think that it would have been better if
Marcus Aurelius wouldn't have told Commodus right away because
these names are awesome.
I know. Because if you feel like you're not going to trust him to begin with the throne, then you wouldn't tell him like by yourself in the tent. They should have written it to where as he's telling, holy shit, Maximus,
Maximus.
Jesus,
Marcus.
you're like infecting me with. As he's telling Maximus, maybe Commodus overhears him, and as Marcus is telling Commodus, "Hey, I'm going to make the announcement later on tonight in front of everybody." That's when he would like have his breakdown where he's like, "You never, you don't love me. You don't give me enough hugs, not enough attaboys, no pats on the back. I feel like you don't like me, Dad." That whole breakdown.
Yeah.
And then at the end, another thing that they should, when Commodus finds out that they're plotting against him at the very end, and he finds out when he's playing swords with Lucius, I'm Maximus, the savior of Rome. And he's like, where did you hear that? And obviously his mom must have told him. Because when she comes back...
I think it was the crowd, like everybody, like the way the whole crowd was swayed. Everybody was always rooting for Maximus. I think it was just like a moniker that like the Roman people had given him the savior of. I don't think it was.
No. I mean, but the way they set it up, so Commodus like does a little creep around Lucilla where he wants he's like touching her mouth and does all that
Weird.
incest weird shit.
Yeah.
Falls asleep. She then leaves and goes to talk to Maximus and is like, hey, Senator Gracchus has been arrested by my brother. You need to leave like tonight. And then he wakes up while she's doing that, and then like if it seemed like he picks up something from Lucius when they're sword fighting, and said that to where he's like, now he's putting the pieces together where.
Well, I think he already had something working. That's why he had Gracchus picked up. He knew that something was already in the works. I think that he was pissed that that instead of him being able to kind of quietly kill this guy and sweep it under the rug, now he's going to become a martyr. He's going to be, instead of just being another dead gladiator, now I'm going to kill the savior of Rome. How do you do that as the Caesar and look like the good guy? You don't.
Right. And I agree with you, but I think the way they made it seem like he found out about his sister betraying him.
Yeah, they made it seem like she had mentioned something
to Lucius, and then he put it all together, because then he's waiting for her as he's reading that whatever story to Lucius. And she's like, she realizes, oh shit, he's talking about me. He found out something. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Because they did arrest Gracchus before then, I'm like, well, doesn't he already know about this? So why are they making this a point?
Well, it's because it's shit editing.
It could be.
Yeah, they could have flipped those two parts, and it would have.
Which version did you guys watch?
The Netflix version.
Same.
Okay. So
theatrical. I'm guessing that's theatrical.
Yeah. Well, that's the theatrical one.
Yeah.
So when this was released on DVD, there is a version that. It's actually on Amazon right now. It's 2 hours and 50 some odd minutes. So there's like 20 minutes, about 20 extra minutes.
All right.
And I guess it's more violent, more sexualized or whatever. It is also available to rent for like $3.89. I was not going to spend $4.
No chance
to watch this.
I mean,
but I'm just saying. I told you that story. I tell you this story. I wonder if there was extra scenes in there. I'm sure there was extra conversations and everything else. I saw a rundown. There was like a bunch of. I read the difference between the two versions before we watched the Netflix version last night. But it was all Greek to me because I had no frame of reference for the story because I had only seen it one at a time 22 years prior. So I wonder if there was extra things in there.
I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
But true to Ridley Scott form, he can't just make one movie and just have it be left alone and be good, except for Alien. He has to go in there and just fiddle fuck everything until he figures out, oh, there's a good movie in there somewhere. I swear, guys. There's going to be a director's version. There's going to be the sector.
Just let the cameras roll. We'll put it together later.
I swear, guys. I'll put it together someday. It'll get there soon.
He needs to be like every other director where they just release a 3 hour and 30-minute movie.
No. See, that's the thing. Now we're going to want like shorter cuts of
the shortcut. Yeah.
Like, oh, here's one that's actually bearable.
Yeah. Speaking of long movies, I watched that Leave the World Behind.
Oh yeah. What'd you think?
The worst movie of the year.
I thought it was good until the end.
I hated it.
You didn't like it all? Like none of it?
I'm like, if this is style. Because it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this is just style, and like there's no resolution at the end of this movie with all this build-up, and it just ends on a dud, I'm going to fucking hate this movie. And it did exactly that.
But it was good leading up.
Like,
it was great leading up to the end, wasn't it?
I hated everything now. It sucks. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm bringing it up because it was so long.
Listen, so we talked about this a couple nights ago when we were all out to dinner, and I told you the end sucks. I told you and Nicole, or maybe you were
to ignore that.
Maybe you were talking about something else, but I told Nicole, so she was in the know that it was a good movie. The end is terrible.
Anyway, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Just Well,
I don't want to watch it.
Don't
watch it. It's worth a one watch. It's worth one watch.
No. 2 hours and 30 minutes just to be let down.
I mean, yeah, but what else are you gonna do?
Oh. I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good point.
Watch the same movie again. Try to give you something. I mean, but you don't think it's good at all, like up to the end?
Yes, I mean,
it's
the
well
production
acted,
value is good. The
good
acting's
actors,
good.
Yeah, well written until the end.
The story a little bit. It's like
it gets yeah.
All right.
Kevin Bacon makes it. I don't think he was billed in any of the.
No, he's in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it made a cameo in it.
Yeah,
Jesus. And
He's like the doomsday.
Like they bring him in. Like, what does that say about Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali's career? That they bring in Kevin Bacon to get more audience share
to pump up those numbers.
I guess.
Not that Kevin Bacon's bad.
I mean, Mahershala Ali is probably my favorite in the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I love him.
He's
probably
got
the
a
best
good
actor
character.
well, Kevin Bacon's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Matt said, that he's in it for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
All right. Well, Gladiator.
Yeah.
The fuck were we talking about?
I mean, those are my only flaws. There's a couple scenes, but the rest of it, like, it's simple storytelling, which is why I like it a lot. Just a good old-fashioned revenge story.
I think.
The acting's great, dude. Joaquin Phoenix knocks it out of the park.
The whole mood of that movie, I thought was real.
I have was it walking? I don't want to touch my computer because the recording will fucking stop again for some reason. But Connie Nielsen, Joaquin Phoenix, I think did great.
Oh, knock it out of the park.
The guy who played Procter and Gamble, what's his name?
Proximo.
I thought he did great, and thought Richard Harris did great. Russell Crowe, I felt like didn't have a lot to do other than to be strong fighting man. He had a nice little scene when he discovered his family, but
Can I play a clip to?
Oh, by all means.
You're gonna try and you're gonna do this.
You said you didn't have a clip. Now you've got a clip.
All right.
He has some of the best lines in movie history.
For sure. Yeah, I agree
Who?
completely.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
All right.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Chills.
Come on, Jay. That shit is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm coming for you, motherfucker. That's what he said right there. That's the synopsis of that whole.
Run, tell that.
I think
Jay-Z sampled it on the Black Album. What else do you need to know? Are you not entertained?
I didn't. It's gonna sound shitty, but I feel like I didn't. I was like, yeah, here's another part of the movie. Like, that whole thing I felt was more effective in The Princess Bride when Inigo Montoya was confronting the six-fingered man. Like
are you comparing?
Yes, because that had more of a payoff and better fight choreography with swords, but it hit harder. I feel like in The Princess Bride more so than anything in this movie, and I never even met Inigo Montoya's father, but you bought that relationship and you bought that feeling from Manny Pacquiao's acting. Mm-hmm. Russell Crowe, I didn't get that, and again, I don't think he was. I don't want to say he wasn't good in this. I just don't think he had a lot to do. His job was to look tough and be angry.
Man, he did such a good job.
That's what he did. Yeah.
I disagree. I felt it.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I didn't feel anything in this movie. Like,
I will have my vengeance.
I will
in this
say,
life for the next. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Joaquin Phoenix did great at making you hate him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's pretty sleazy in this movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, and that was the first thing I remember is from watching it the first time is like, oh yeah, that Emperor guy was kind of a douche, and I think he was probably the. I mean, I think
he played like one of the best.
Hello. I mean, he was a douche. He played the sniveling character and just like always up his sister's butt and whatnot. But I'm gonna figure out what the fuck's going on with the audio.
It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Those of you listening, $100 to whoever can guess how many times we've had to hit record.
We're gonna
let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
$100.
We're gonna be listening to it, and then we're gonna be in the mid conversation, and you're gonna be like, "Oh,
lurking in the corner in the shadows."
But Is Gladiator really that good? Yes.
Yes.
I think it is that good.
100%.
Hold on. I have other shit I need to
Oh,
say.
God.
Gosh.
No, these are things that I think are good.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I already hit on Connie Nielsen, Joaquin Phoenix. They did a great job.
Yeah.
And wait, hold on. Shitty slow motion. Yep, got that. The
Christy
talked about that. Action not good. Too many close-ups. Got that.
Christy True on your notes.
Yeah, she did. Wait, yeah. Wife fell asleep watching this. So engaging of a movie. She fell asleep.
Also a nurse with 2 toddlers,
Yeah.
so you know she's probably exasperated by the time this movie came on.
She's like, do you know what I do every day?
I sit in an office. My fingers hurt sometimes from carpal
Like
tunnel
carpal
risk.
tunnel. I have to wear the wrist bracelet.
I'm answering emails all day.
Fucking Greg from HR won't leave me alone.
The sense of scale, I think, was
Good, yeah.
job.
Yeah, that was good.
That's
Yeah,
something
good
that Ridley Scott can do really well and provide that sense of scale. I thought obviously the computer animation, computer effects is a little bit dated, but as far as like some of the wide shots at the beginning of the armies and stuff like that, you kind of get a sense how big things are, and that I think is the reason why this won Best Picture more than anything.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the Titanic effect. It was, oh wow, we saw the Colosseum for the first time on film, and it was amazing, and the effects and everything else. That's why it won. I feel like Best Picture, not necessarily because really of anything else, but I mean the sense of scale and probably the filmmaking aspect behind it. But that I think was really well done. Costumes, everything.
The score is really good.
Score is good. Yeah. Hans Zimmer, obviously, it's going to be good, but that I think it did really well. Editing, not so much. Probably why they gave it to Traffic. Best Picture, don't think so. Probably why they gave it to Traffic. Didn't get screenplay either. That went to Almost Famous, and. Didn't get but
Well, why aren't we talking about those movies if they're so great, Jay?
Yeah.
because we were trying
When's
to
the
find
last time someone talked about traffic?
no one. That movie's not that great either. I watched that one time and I was like, really? This is kind of weird. It was very neon. I remember it being.
Yeah, it was.
It's like the first movie I noticed. I was like, oh, everything's tinted yellow when they go to Mexico.
What are they saying subliminally about Mexicans?
But the sun's
It's like when
really
you get
hot.
there, it's all yellow.
sandy.
Super bright out.
But and probably why he didn't get Best Director. But
Yeah, it won Best Picture.
I know it won Best Picture, but I think it won Best Picture because of the sense of scale. It wasn't because of the direction, because Ridley Scott didn't win, and it wasn't because of the screenplay, because
Right.
yeah.
Yep. It won Best Visual Effects.
I'm done shitting on a movie you guys like a lot.
No, it's fine.
No,
It's fine.
I mean
Yeah.
overall,
Totally get it.
You're off the Christmas card list. It's
let's
fine. No big.
let's go. The question of the podcast.
Yeah,
This is going to be a short one.
it's fine.
The question of the podcast is: Gladiator really that good?
Yes.
Yes.
Eh.
Jay remains unconvinced.
That's fine.
I think it's okay.
It's okay.
If you're into movies about gladiators or like Roman times and stuff, sure, yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fine. Production value's there, except for the editing. But
His editing does remind me of his brother's, though.
no,
There's
his
a lot
brother was able to do it correctly.
There's a lot of Tony Scott movies where I'm like,
Yeah, there's like
blurry and fast editing. Like, have you ever seen Domino?
yeah.
That movie's terrible.
Yeah, because you go into the Tony Scott didn't used to do that. And then I think it was about Man on Fire, Deja Vu, Domino.
Yeah.
It was like that was his slide down into
Cocaine?
Cocaine, too many cuts to try and make it interesting. Where I think there's some weird spots in Man on Fire, like your life for her life, your life for her life. Like they repeat it 5.
Yeah.
Like I heard it the first time, dude. Like I'm not dumb. I am a little bit, but yeah, no, yeah. There was that early 2000s, late 90s that he just kind of like slid into the quick cuts, like 3 cuts every 1 second and everything to try and make it seem flashy or whatever. But
you know, what movie's really underrated that no one talks about that Tony Scott did is The Fan with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro.
Oh, that was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
That is.
I thought you were talking about the one with like Patton Oswalt and
No. Nah, exactly. No one ever remembers it.
the I don't think I've ever seen it.
That is
Really? Yeah, you got to check that out this
That's
week.
a hidden gem,
Yeah,
folks.
it is.
Oh,
It really is.
Yeah.
The only reason I bring it up is because I saw it like, oh, if you like Gladiator, you might like.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
that
you
pops
would
up.
like it.
And you would.
Jay probably wouldn't, though.
The algorithm works.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's probably just popping out mediocre movies that was developed in the 90s. Is that
Yeah.
with the algorithm? I'm sorry.
Mediocre.
It's fine. Great production value, but that's
It's fine. I accept your
Your
stupid opinion.
Wrong opinion.
I don't. It's fine. I don't even want to say it's good. I don't want to say it's bad either. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie.
You can't because it's good.
It is good, yeah.
It's fine,
fine.
but I think it's overrated. It's definitely over. Is it really? We should have titled this: "Is Gladiator really that good?"
I don't think it's hailed.
The
as,
answer
like-
would still be yes.
I don't think it's hailed as one of the best movies ever made.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
And for good reason. I'm an ass. I'm sorry.
For good reason. The editing. Lord of the Rings did it better.
And the story.
The story's great. It's simple. Simple.
And they didn't make it simple enough. Would have been better if they made it more simple. But I don't. It's fine.
You just don't like Russell Crowe. It's fine.
Actually,
You
no.
like-
That's
you
what
like-
this
didn't
all
have
stands for.
problems.
Or Ridley Scott.
Or Ridley Scott.
No, because I liked
You
him
probably
in
hate
Beautiful
Hans
Mind.
Zimmer. You haven't said anything about the
I
music
know-
score,
I know
how
for
good
a
that
fact
was.
I don't like Ridley Scott.
What's your beef? What's the
The fact that he does one good movie and had a whole career after that.
Well, welcome to Hollywood, babe.
Now he's,
Have
now
you
he's-
seen Blade Runner and how beautiful it is? And it's just the sci-fi
I like
classic.
that. I do like that movie. I know
that
you
movie's
don't.
boring as
It
No,
took me
come
20
on.
years to not fall asleep while watching that thing. Alien's really good. I will always give him Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Martian's okay. Matchstick Men's pretty good.
You just named 3 movies.
Yeah, you're.
Out
You
of
might
his
be a fan.
42 movie career, I still think he's a less talented
Rouse.
brother.
I just
You didn't
can't
like,
think
you
of
didn't like Prometheus?
No one liked Prometheus.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty good origin story. American Gangster?
Oh, God, no, that was not good.
You didn't like American Gangster?
I couldn't even. I love Denzel, and I couldn't even.
The Last Duel is a good movie. You ever seen that?
I have not seen that yet.
That's a good one. I'll give him that.
Is the sword play better than Gladiator?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty intense.
He brought in a professional.
G.I. Jane? No, I didn't like
Wait,
that either.
you didn't like Robin Hood or Body of Lies or A Good Year or
Yeah, Body of Lies
or
dragged. Yeah.
G.I. Jane?
You said The Last Duel is good, Matt?
1492 Conquest of Paradise. You know, the one where Gerard Depardieu plays Christopher Columbus. That was a big hit. Black Rain. Thelma and
The
Louise.
Counselor. He's diverse, though. I mean, at least he's not like
Yeah, he
fucking
does change
Michael
it up a
Bay,
bit,
where it's
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same
You know,
shit. He
yeah.
does try it.
But yeah, he puts out like 2 movies in one year. Like the same year he makes Exodus, Gods and Kings, the Christian Bale one, like the Moses story, and then The Martian in the same year. And then he'll do
You liked The Martian.
The Last Duel and The House of Gucci in the same year. You guys ever seen The House of Gucci?
Absolutely not. He's got to pay the bills. Listen, this is how Hollywood works.
So-
Okay, I know from my extensive time being there.
Sure.
That sometimes these guys, to make the movie that they want to make, they have to make the shit that
Yeah.
the producers want you to make,
Yep.
and so that's
You're right. He makes all the money in the world that no one saw. That's the one where they had to replace Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah, with Christopher
what was
Plummer.
it? I'm sorry. What?
All the money in the world.
About the
Okay.
Getty family.
Yeah. And then Alien Covenant, same year.
Yeah. So he probably wanted to make Covenant, and they were like, well, the only way we're going to back Covenant is if you do this
Yeah.
turd.
Yeah.
Put your name
We're not
going
to let you direct that turd until you do this
Until
turd
you do this
first.
turd.
Yeah. Alien Covenant is terrible. I hate that movie. He did do Black Hawk Down. I do enjoy Black Hawk Down. The point I'm trying to make is I agree with you. He has 40 movies, and I think I like 5 or 6 of them.
It's
So I'll
not a
give you that.
strong track record,
Yeah.
but that's all right. Tony Scott was a saint. He was an angel, God among men, the last Boy Scout.
Great movie. It's a great movie.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
God, everyone's so sweaty in the sub.
True Romance. You guys like
Is
True-
that how it really, Murph? Is that how it, Matt? Is that how it really
That's
is?
all we did.
Just sweat.
Just
Just
sweat.
look at
We
each
just
other and
sweat.
sweat.
We sweat.
Try not to.
We do push-ups, pull-ups.
Try not to sink all the way
Play
down.
volleyball in the sand.
Yep.
Less toned guys have to wear a shirt.
Yeah,
Like we put,
but it's not gay.
No.
it's
At all.
masculine.
Absolutely, that's what I was gonna say.
True Romance.
Oh, yeah, True Romance.
That's a great movie.
Man on Fire. Unstoppable was pretty good. You
Yeah.
ever see that? That was like I went in
Yeah.
there thinking I was like, this is gonna be a piece of shit, and I was like, oh fuck,
It's pretty good.
pretty good movie.
Movie about trains.
Yeah, can't stop. It's
Can't stop.
unstoppable.
It's unstoppable. The Fan.
I didn't see that, so I can't speak.
It's a great movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen. I should circle
That's
back
an
to
awesome-
that. Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop Part 2.
It's a good one too. We should do a top 5 Tony Scott movies.
Damn, that'd be hot.
Just kidding.
All right.
We should do movies by Ridley Scott that we don't hate.
Have you guys seen? I watched Matrix Resurrection, the fourth one.
The fourth one. It's
Did you guys
terrible.
see it?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it like
Hate it.
halfway through, and I was like,
Oh
what
no,
the
you got to finish it.
fuck is going on?"
It's
It's not
It
worth it.
really
It's
pays
worse
off
than
in the end.
Gladiator.
It really just comes together. Just brings all 4 movies together. Just nice little bow.
I was like, "Why are we doing this? Who asked for this?
No one.
Nobody.
Warner Brothers. They asked for it.
Fuck.
They
for
wanted to
fuck's
boost
sake.
their numbers before they sold to Discovery. And they couldn't do it.
No, of course not. It's obvious. Who knows what's causing this?
All right. So we're all in
Probably, like,
agreement that
wiggling the table or something.
it's fine.
No, it's
No.
good.
If I were to make a list,
The cheese stands alone over here.
if I were to make a list of best movies in 2000, this would make the list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at a list of movies in 2000. I'm sure I could find several that.
Make sure you don't leave off Traffic, Jay.
Likes, one dislike.
Yep. All right. We're having audio shit, so we're gonna wrap it up. Yep. Gladiator, just okay, and
Fantastic.
Great.
Join us next time as we talk about the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah. Starring the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Sorry,
yeah.
Pillsbury Doughboy. As we talk about the hidden gem,
Yeah.
the Count of Monte Cristo, which I have not seen.
You'll like it.
Hopefully,
You will.
but yeah, that'll be next time.
All right.
So let's wrap this up before the computer fucks up again. So till next time, Matt and Coop.
Till next time, Jay. Till next time, Matt.
Till next time.
Say my name.
Say it.